Hey everybody, crazy news today. Fresh start realms have been announced for Wrath of the Lich King as we go into Wrath Classic. Now, there is a lot of discussion to be had with this announcement. I think there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't think about when it comes to Fresh. And why is this happening right now? What issues could we see in the future? Is this going to solve some of the problems that this is trying to solve? And a few other things. So for those that have been wanting a Fresh, or you don't know how you feel about Fresh yet, if you're happy on the server you are in TBC right now, if you're on a dead server and you're coming back for Wrath and you're gonna have to transfer, maybe this Fresh is for you. I would like to hear your thoughts below. If you're interested, please comment below. But essentially, guys, Fresh start realms. We got Fresh coming in Wrath pre-patch. Now the first question I have: how long is pre-patch gonna be? Because TBC pre-patch, if you recall, I believe it was like 2 to 3 weeks. And for a lot of people that felt that was not a good enough amount of time to level, Draenei Shaman or Blood Up Paladins, amongst other things. Like some people were coming back just for TBC and they wanted to play those specific classes. So it was a fresh character anyway. So, they didn't have everything set up. It just kind of is what it is. But a lot of people wanted fresh TBC servers. So why are we getting this now? And is the pre-patch time period going to be long enough to have people maybe debate, like, you know what, I'll do Fresh? And there's a lot of things you have to weigh. I want to put you into the mindset of a player that has been playing since vanilla and they've been playing through TBC on these servers. They have formed friendships. They're probably a part of a raid team they've been with for a while. They know people on the server. Maybe they're on one of the mega servers. Maybe they're on Fairlina or Benediction. Are we going to get people to go to Fresh from these servers? Are they willing to throw away, not throw away, but, maybe leave some of the friendships they have there if maybe their friends don't want to go? Because a big thing for me is, like, Fresh sounds very appealing to me because I didn't play much TBC. I'm currently leveling on Benediction because I want to play Shaman. And my vanilla characters, I actually just left one there. I'm not paying Blizzard to bring one of my characters over. I don't care enough. I'll just re-gear, whatever. But it's, most of my friends are in Benediction. That's hard to say. Benediction. Most of my friends are there. I know a lot of people there. It's just kind of like the go-to server. And if I was going to play Horde, I know a lot of people in Fairlina. So it's, is there going to be some type of movement of players? Are all the players that don't want to pay for a transfer, maybe, are they interested in going from these more air quote dead realms? There's a lot of realms that are being retired moving forward into Wrath. Are they going to be, the main population for these fresh servers? Are there a lot of people that want to be on these fresh servers that are on Benny? I'm kind of curious what crowd, if you will, is interested in this, because I do have interest, but it's more, do I want to, will enough of my friends from Benny go? Am I willing to play alone and try and make new friends instead of having those connections I already have on a server? I'm just really curious to see how popular this is. And it also goes into, like, we asked for this in TBC. I feel like in TBC, maybe TBC going to Wrath, more people are ready for a change. There's a flip side of that coin. And everybody on vanilla going to TBC, they knew who they were going to raid with already, and they didn't want to, like, say some people got Scarab Lord or someone crazy. They didn't want to, they didn't want to do anything with that. They wanted to stay on that server. But like, that's just one of the parts of this discussion. Like, are enough people going to have interest? And they're putting it out, so I guess they've done the research, right? They know about player retention rates and everything. The other issue is that there's a stipulation. For at least 90 days, you'll not be allowed to boost on a fresh start realm. And for at least 90 days, fresh start realms will not be available destinations for character transfers. So, I understand player attrition is something everybody has to worry about, right? I am not the biggest fan of the boost. I have never used a classic boost. I have used them in retail. In my opinion, it's a different type of game. I don't use them anymore because it literally takes a day to level to max now in retail. So why even spend the money? That's kind of my personal opinion. But in classic content in the trilogy, I would rather just level myself. It's part of the journey. It's part of the adventure. The gear progression still feels okay compared to retail. And after those 90 days, we're just going to have transfers, and, you know, the way the botting works, the bots are going to be able to get boosts to do the botting. So aren't we just going to be back at square one eventually? That's another worry that I have. But see, here's the thing. Even for all the negativity for the boosts, even in TBC, there are people that legitimately use them, and they go into the player pool, and that gives the game population. A lot of people do not talk about the positives, and there are positives with the boosting system. I'm not a fan of it, but it would be disingenuous of me if I did not realize that there are some benefits to the system with player attrition and people just not wanting to play anymore. And then you have to think about this, you know, back in the day they would have to level all the way through, but think about it, you know, 04 to, what is it, 2009, you know, because Cataclysm was what, 2010? A lot of the game competition was a lot different back then. I remember playing TF2 and stuff like that. And then League was starting to get big. But now we have so many games competing, you know, like, it would be good to keep the experience there, but boosts might help the population if there's ever a situation where, like, yeah, we're just, you know, there's a lot of attrition, and, you know, and this gets new players in that maybe want to try it, but it just is what it is. I just do worry, though, that the main thing is that a lot of the gold issues that we have on the servers now is going to be activated, if you will, after that 90 days. Even though we do get the other added benefits of maybe player attrition leading into it. And maybe these fresh servers in some crazy world are more popular, and a lot of people leave Benny and Faralina, and we try and have a balanced server similar to Grob. Because Grob, if I recall, is the only balanced faction server. Somehow we pioneer one of these fresh servers to you know, be the one, if you will, and it is the one everybody goes to. Maybe some people just have fresh alts and they play on fresh every so often, but they stay on their mains. I don't know. I'm kind of curious. I would be up for a group of people trying to make a fresh movement going into this, just so that there is a large amount of people going, and we make it not necessarily the de facto server, but a very viable option, and maybe the number 3 or number 2. I would also like it to be faction balanced. That usually almost never happens, but if we could even get 60-40, 55-45, that'd be kind of crazy too. But I am worried about that ticking time bomb with a 90-day stipulation. As said before, how long is pre-patch? Just to reiterate on that, I'm kind of hoping it'll be a month or two, but I don't think they'll do that. I could be completely wrong. I'm kind of anticipating beta coming next month, maybe this month. There's been a lot of Blizzard news for those like, you know, Overwatch 2 is getting some stuff coming out. Diablo 4 just had some stuff released. You know, please ignore Immortal for what it is. But it seems like there's a lot of Blizzard news coming out, so maybe the momentum is faster than I anticipate. We might get some Dragonflight stuff too, for all I know. I did mention before, why are they doing this now? Maybe they've just kind of decided that they can't. This is all speculation on my part. Maybe even though they do bans on bots, as they say, maybe they've kind of decided that they can't solve the problem 100%. You know, the market's too destroyed. So these fresh servers, they finally come to terms with it after seeing what went on in TBC, and it's like, this is just fresh is here. Do what you will with it, but still we had that 90-day issue. But yeah, just information. This came out today. A little bit of discussion about what's going on here. I feel that, you know, there's a lot of problems with this, because we could just see fresh. I really don't anticipate this, mind you, but you know, what if there was in some world like fresh just bombs and there's not a lot of people? We kind of saw like how Psalm went, but I think there was a lot of variable issues with that. You know, John Gabar is still going strong, I believe. But depending on how many fresh realms they put out, it could be too many. You know, that led to another thing. Like, they put out too many Psalm servers. How many fresh start realms are they going to do? They say realms with plural. Maybe should they only do 2? And everybody just picks one if they want to do PvP and the other one's PvE. I feel like that would be the smartest thing. I just don't want any more dead servers. They're already retiring servers. And I just fear maybe if you go into this, once transfers open up in 90 days, you can transfer off if it just bombs. But I really don't see it bombing. I feel like the community itself, there will be plenty of people interested going into this. I would be interested in hearing below. If you're interested in going to a fresh start realm, did you, like, just a couple questions, did you play vanilla or TBC? Are you coming back fresh just for Wrath because you love Wrath? Would you do this? And would you try and get your friend groups to come over? Because a lot of my friends are interested, but they have characters on Benny. So you know how that goes. They may not want to level all the way. It just kind of is what it is. So let me know what you think. Some crazy news today. I'm sure we'll see more stuff going forward. Wrath is coming. And hopefully it'll be good. All right. Peace.